Good evening, guys and gals. Madman Mondello coming at you live from the Garden Nickel Ranch here in beautiful Alabama. All right, Mr. Tommy Hicks. Okay, Tommy went ahead and he sent this console in to me. All right, he stated he couldn't get past the dashboard, turn it on and off. Okay, also I found that the DVD drive didn't work, which he didn't mention. Okay, but I found that anyway. And, and a cluster of other things like, let me put it to you this way. This is the shell of it, okay? Maybe notice you have a lot of stuff that's broken off. In fact, it was barely hanging on, okay? We also have a couple of clips broken here and a whole bunch of clips broken here. Now, I don't know where Tommy got this from, all right? Oh, and by the way, this thing here, this was causing it to stay on and then go off and stay on because, as you can see, it's broken right here. So I got rid of all that shit, okay, because that's basically what it was shit. Okay, and what I did was I gave you a new shell, Tommy. I gave you a new front plate, okay. I uncorrupted the screwed up hard drive that was terribly, horribly done, okay. I sat there, I was like going like, okay, who does this? Oh, Neanderthal, I forgot. Alright, and then to top that all off, okay, I go to stick a DVD drive in there, a DVD game, I'm in an Xbox game, and it reads as a DVD player. So obviously the moron idiot that put this thing freaking together, okay, obviously put a drive in there that did not fit this motherboard because I guess they just salvage the pieces together and call it an RGH and sell it, and then you get screwed. Okay, so anyway, we fixed all those problems, Tommy. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to boot it up right now. Please pay attention to the monitor. Okay? Now, all right. Now we're booting up. Okay? You will notice that it will make it past the dashboard now. Okay? Which is cool. Okay? Here you go. And then what's going to happen is it's going to boot up into FSD, which was on your hard drive before, but it was never utilized whatsoever. I guess that's because the Neanderthal idiot didn't know how to set it up. Okay, so, needless to say, there you go. So, anyway, making a long story short, okay, we're going to go through this thing now, okay, I'm going to show you that it's all fixed, okay? Alright, now, if you notice, it booted up, and we got in, they said, welcome to Alliance. Yeah, you're on Alliance service, okay? Alright, now, let's go through this, shall we? Here's your Xbox 360 games, all nicely laid out, perfectly, as you can see, all ready to play. Okay? Then, of course, we have Xbox Live Arcade, okay? With a bunch of arcade games on it. Now, mind you, this is only 120 gig drive, so, you can only put so much on, okay? But anyway, it's strained out now. Here's your tools that reside here. Oh, including, let's see here. Yeah, XM360, which happens to make you unlock all your downloadable content so you're able to play, which you didn't have before. So I don't know how you would download downloadable content and be able to play it on this thing. Okay, it makes no sense. I included, of course, a classic game. Alright, like I said, 120 gig drive, you can only do so much, okay? Your emulators, you have a plethora of them, so you're able to play all of these arcade games that are on there, all the old console gen series, as you can see. Alright, you got the NES, Super Nintendo, MAME, Genesis Plus 360, Game Boy Advance, back to FCUX, which is NES, okay? Now, getting to the original dashboard, okay, is real easy. Just go to Xbox 360 dashboard, hit the A button, hit it again. Now, I couldn't stick a roar on here and all that other stuff, too, because it won't fit, okay? And, you gotta, people ask me, well, why is there like 5 gigs left over? Well, I want you to realize something when you're playing a game. When you play a game, okay, this thing only has so much internal memory, okay? And then what does it do? Well, I'm going to tell you what it does, just like Windows does, okay? It uses the hard drive as its memory. And what it creates is virtual drives on that hard drive itself. So if you have a mega full hard drive that is like, let's say you got 320, you want to leave like 10%. You want to leave at least 3.2 gig so you're able to play a game. Okay, actually you should leave more than that, but you want to leave that. Because why? Because the minute you start that game up, well, if you look at Neighborhood while you're doing that, while you're playing the game, you will see all these virtual drives pop up. Well, that happens to be the hard drive. So, of course, if you overload the memory and you overload the hard drive, it gives a fatal crash. So there's your answer for that, okay? As you can see, you're up on Alliance servers. You got 30 days left, okay? I'm back out of there. Yes, I put your profile back on here for you. Alright, and as you can see, there you are. You're up, you're online, you're live. Okay, here's our beautiful eyeball-pleasing HUD. And over our fifth tab, we have our BO2 cheats, Ghost cheats, Modern Warfare 3 cheats, Modern Warfare 2 cheats, okay? To enable them, hit A. Well, that's to disable them, I should say. Then to enable them back, hit A. They come enabled when you start the system up, alright? So now, we'll go back to Xbox Home. Alright? Now, this is going to take us back to FSD Dash, okay? Because I'm quite sure when you bought this thing, there was no instructions that came with it, because I know that. Because a lot of people have messaged me saying, well, I bought this RGH, but nobody told me how to use it or anything. Which, again, you know, I mean, that's why I do these videos. You know, people think I like to talk to myself. No, I want you to have an experience where you turn it on and it actually works. It doesn't sit there stupidly, waiting. Okay? You know, that's the reason why I do these things. Okay? Kind of important, don't you think? I think so. So anyway, we're back at FSD Dash here. Okay? So now, here's what we're going to do. Alright, just to show you a little example. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this profile here, which is an offline profile, because I'm not going to sign in with yours, okay? Because that just wouldn't be right. Alright? Now, what I'm going to do, alright, is I'm going to demonstrate our off hosts, okay? Which happens to be BO2, and that has a couple of GSC menus in it as well, Jiggy and Sentinel, and we also have our off host, which the off host is the same for all of the Call of Duty, MW3 series, all that crap. So it's the same commands. So, you know, but the other games, they don't have a GSC menu. So, Black Ops 2 does. So we're going to use Black Ops 2 for a demonstration. Okay? So here we go. Okay? Let's start it up. You'll notice on my server, there's no special way to start it. You start it from the title. Okay? As you can see, Black Ops 2 is bypassed. Okay? There you are. Alright. System's loading. Now we're going to get past this Dolby friggin' graphic thing, which kind of like just is there. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we know your father's dead. Actually, that's what happened to that's what should happen to the builder of this console, actually. Yes, blood out the back of his head. Yes, I would enjoy that. That would make me feel happy. Alright, so now we're going to hit start. Okay? Now, here's what's going to happen. Alright, now, I'm going to start the game up. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to hit OK. And we're going to set this up here. Okay? I'm going to hit this, and then what we're going to do, we're going to widen the screen. Okay? And we're going to widen it a little more. There we go. And yes, we want graphic content. Of course we do. You know what? I like seeing blood and people getting killed. It's fun. Okay? I laugh at it. Yes. Alright, so we'll go to multiplayer now. Okay? Now you will notice that, here you go, the cheats are loaded, everything's bypassed, life is great. We're going to go to a local game. We're going to do a local game, okay? Why? Because I don't want to put this on an Xbox Live profile. That's for you to do, okay? So we'll set up the box now, okay? Let's see, we'll do 9. Okay, now we'll demonstrate, okay? Now for Jiggy, you hold in the left trigger, push down on the right thumbstick, okay? This menu has been around forever, so this should be nothing new to old-timers or anything like that. But to you, I don't know if you're an old-timer or not. So, Tommy, well, if you bought this Xbox the way it was, you're not an old-timer, obviously, okay? All right, so, anyway, long story short here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this thing up. You're going to hold in the left trigger, push down the right thumbstick for Jiggy. You're going to use A to select, you're going to use X to back out. Now, for the off host, you're going to hit D-pad left to open the off host. You're going to use X to select. You're going to use B to back out. You're going to use D-pad left to close the off host. So, let's start the game, shall we? And this is just a little demonstration for you. So that way, then you know what's going on, okay? So here we go, okay? Now, game's going to start. Here we go. And now we'll also explain the XM360, which I'm quite sure nobody has done anyway. Alright, so, you press it in, there we go. Now, hold in left trigger, push down the right thumbstick, there's the menu right there. Alright, use A to select. We're going to do quick mods, then we're going to hit X to back out of there. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to bullets. And we will add spice to these bullets, okay? We will use swarms, and we will use grenades, and we will use dogs, so that way then they can hunt them down and kill our prey. Okay? So we'll get out of there now. X and X. Now, D-pad left. There's our off host. Now we're going to use X to open it, okay? Then what are we going to do now? Open the main menu. Now we're going to select using X. All of this crap right here. Then we're going to back out of here. We're going to go to aimbot menu. We're going to turn that on, and then we're going to do on screen, and then we're going to do visible warning, this, that, and the other thing. And then we'll go to ESP menu. We'll click that. We'll click that. We'll turn this on, and now this on. Okay? Now, we will back out of here. We will hit D-pad left to close the menu. We will run down here, and as you can see, when they turn blue, you let them have it, okay? We will fly through the air thanks to Jiggy, get a bird's eye view of everybody, because now we're up on a rooftop, okay? And we can start shooting everything in sight and blow up everything that we can possibly blow up and then some, okay? Now, if you want to be a real penis with fingers, go to the aimbot menu right here, hit unfair aimbot, and then you don't have to go through any of this crap. You just become a complete literal prick and destroy the entire lobby. There you go, okay? That's what everybody thinks it on GH is for, which it is not. Nor do I think that this is fair, okay? But you know, hey, this is what people like to do. What am I going to tell you, okay? Yes. Simple things for simple little minds. Okay, so now that this is all done, alright, as you can see, there you are, okay? It works, and it works very, very well now, thank you, okay? So now I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll back out of here, okay? Whoop, wait a minute, no, we'll do this, okay? Let's see here. Let's see, we'll leave the lobby, yes. We'll leave here, and what we'll do is we'll go to zombies, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you zombies, okay? Zombies also has a GSC menu built into it, okay? It's called Sentinel. Alright, so we're going to go local. Alright, now of course, the COVID-infested Earth is going to pop up, which is burning right now, which looks exactly like that. Okay? Yes. Get used to it, kids. This is what the world has become. So we will hit that, we will hit transit. Okay, oh, and by the way, there's no escape. You can try to escape into a video game, but it ain't going to work. The real world's still going to come and get you anyway. Okay, so, we'll hit that. Now, we will start the match. Okay? Now, with the Sentinel, you hold in left trigger, push down the right thumbstick. Okay, you use X to select. And then what are you going to do? You're going to hold in the left trigger, push down the right thumbstick to back out of the sub-menu and to back out of the menu completely. Instructions will pop up over here. Okay? Give it a second. There we go. Look, there's our menu. Okay? Use X to select. We'll turn on God mode. Infinite ammo. Use unlimited sprint, double speed, no click.
There must be a rational explanation for the power
we will toggle the aimbot, okay? Now we will hold in the left trigger, push down on the right thumbstick to bring us out of that menu. We'll hit X to go into this menu. We will go to weapons, okay? We will enjoy one of my favorite weapons, which happens to be this.
Wait.
So now we have a fully automatic RPG, okay? And now we can just simply, like, blow back all off the friggin' map, okay? End of story. I win. Hooray for me. Okay? Now, we'll back out of here. Okay? And then, let's see here. You have Forge menu, Zombies menu, Power-Up menus, Rounds menu, Teleport menu, Map mods, your lobby mods, all that, Game settings, menu settings, Player menu, All Players menu, so on and so forth. Okay? So there you go. Alright? Now, I just wanted to show you that. So that way, then, you see that it works here. Now, if it works here at my house, it will work at your house as well. Because all I'm doing is plugging a LAN cable into this thing and set it up on my network, which I'm going to tell you how to do, okay? So now that I showed you that, okay, now that you see all this, okay, life is grand, all right? Now I'm going to show you how to get it up on your network for the first time, okay? This is very, very important, because if you don't follow these instructions, it will not work. And there's no difference between routers and how they connect, okay? However, though, there is a difference when you're using different security methods. You can use WP2SK, which requires a password. Or you can actually use what a lot of people have been using now, which happens to be a MAC address. Every system has a media access number. It's a special number. A media access identifier that identifies it on the network. Okay? Now, if you're using that kind of security on your router, alright, you're going to have to whitelist the MAC address on this console in order for it to get up on the network. Because if you don't whitelist it, it'll never get on the network, you will never connect to live, and you will be sitting there going, well, why is it not online? I got three X's now. And it's like, oh, there's a reason why, because your local area network's not letting it get on it. So, I'm going to circumvent that by explaining this to you. Okay? So here we go. The first thing we're going to do when you get this thing is you're not going to just power it on. Okay? You don't do that. Okay? No. This is what you do. Okay? I'm going to make this very simple. Alright? You're going to pull this hard drive. Okay? You'll leave that out. Okay? LAN cable. See? Plug in, yellow. LAN. Local area network cable. Kind of important. Okay? Gotta plug that in here. Now, and if you choose, you can also buy a wireless adapter like this and bring this thing up into the 21st century like the Slims. Okay? But for now, we're going to use this because this is the way that this console come in, and I don't think that you have one unless you bought one. I don't know. But it'll be the same way what you got to do, to get this thing online. All right? Then you're going to plug in your power supply cable. All right? And then what you're going to do, all right, is you're going to power this thing on. Now, hopefully, okay, this thing will boot. Okay? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sync the controller. Yep, there it goes. Booted. Okay, now you're not going to get the fancy dashboard or anything like that because that's all on here. It is not on here. This thing has no internal memory whatsoever. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come to the regular dashboard, as you can see. And there you are. Okay? Not online, nothing. Dead. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to go up. We're going to go over. Settings. We're going to go to System. We're going to go to Network Settings. Okay? As you can see, wired network, okay, check marked off, okay? So what are we going to do? Test the Xbox Live connection, just like that. Now, if your network is plugged in right, you're going to get a check mark and 2 red X's, just like that, okay? Now, this also applies for wired networks. If you're running, if you're running the media access way, okay, where you have to whitelist the console on there, yeah, you have to do that on this just like you would have to do on a wireless network, okay? So I suggest you read up on your router. As I do not cover routers, you will have to read up on your own router and set it up appropriately. Okay, if it is set up normally like mine is, and using WP2SK for wireless, then you will get this. You will get a check mark and 2 red X's. I don't care about these two. The only one that you should care about is this one right here right now, because that has to be check marked off. Because if this is not check marked off, you're not getting to your local area network, which means that you're going to have a red X here. Then you can have a red X here, you can have a red X here. So you're certainly not going to get to the internet, you're not going to get to Xbox Live, and therefore you're not going to get online. So I would suggest that you make sure that you have a check mark and 2 red X's. This is very simple stuff, okay? So there you are, okay? There shouldn't be no questions asked about that. That's what you need right there. If you can't get that, you better check your router because it's not letting the Xbox online. That's simple. That's your end. So, we got our check mark, life is grand. We're going to shut the console down. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take the hard drive, and we're going to slip it back in here, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to do this simple thing called pulling the power on the Xbox. If we do not pull the power on the Xbox, what will happen is you will get DNS errors because the TCP buffer is not flushed, all right? The system is not dead, okay? And therefore, it can't, you're not starting with a fresh, clean slate. So therefore, what's going to happen? You don't want to put a mess on your hands. So that's why we unplugged this for 5 minutes after setting it up on our network. Leave it out for 5 minutes, not 3 minutes, not 4 minutes, not 4 minutes and 59 seconds, okay? But 5 minutes at least. Leave it out. Then, plug it in. If you can find the hole, put a little hair around it. There you go. Okay? Now, once it's done, and the only reason why I can do this is because it's already been on my network. So hopefully everything that's on the South Bridge, everything, all the TCP buffer and everything, is correct and it will let me on. However, though, sometimes this bites me in the butt and it doesn't. And then I have to unplug it for 5 minutes. But that's just the nature of the beast. Welcome to RGH World. This is RGH 101. Very simplistic stuff. Now, once that's done, okay, power the system on. Now, the system should boot. When it boots, you will see the logo pop up. Okay, which you just did. Well, this is RGH 1.2, so any dummy can get this thing to boot like this, okay? If they can't, they got a real serious problem. Now, you'll notice the green stuff moving around here, okay? Now it's stopped. That means it locked the server, okay? Now, if it locked the server, that's a good thing. Because now you're going to see a plugin come across the screen. You're going to see FSD kick up, okay? And notice welcome to Alliance here. That means that we're on the server. Hopefully now. Hopefully, okay? Because you got to make sure that we can get to Xbox Live, okay? So now, we will rock on over to here. We'll go to the homebrew section. How are we going to tell it's online? By going right to the dashboard, okay? We're going to go ahead and click that. Now, a square should pop up just like that. Hello again, Tommy Hicks. You're on Alliance Live. Welcome to Alliance Live. Run dashboard 17559. You currently have 30 reserved days left. If you get this square, you know what that means? That means that life is good. Guess what? It's hot. Good. Now, got it? Good. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is, as you can see, your profile's on here already. Okay? However, though, I don't know if this is your retail profile or not. And now I'm going to tell you, like I have told everybody in the past, like I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, I don't care what server you're rocking. I don't give a crap if they have a record of never having a KV band or anything like that okay? You know what? If you put your retail profile on this console, you're susceptible to having that profile actually banned. Period. Which means everything that you worked for on your retail is now thrown out the window. You don't own it anymore, and Microsoft will ban it. Because, you see, no matter what anybody says, you cannot control acts of God. Like, let's say the power fails, okay, on the actual ISP that your server is on, that your stealth server is on. Guess what? Okay, in the middle of a challenge response, okay, it doesn't get the challenge response back correctly. Guess what happens? Not only does the KV get banned, but also now your profiles are looked at. Okay? So it can go to security gate very easily and get banned very quickly. This is the reason why I tell you to go to xboxlive.com/live and to use a modder's profile. Okay? Make up a profile. It doesn't matter. You can always give this profile all the mods that you could possibly want to give it without it having it being looked at really closely with a modder's profile. That's why. Please use a profile that you made up. Use Outlook for the credentials, make the profile, and then mod to your heart's content. But just remember this, if you're going to use a retail profile, if you're going to play, well, one day you just might pay. Okay? So, enough said. I am not God. Okay? I cannot tell you if this is going to happen or not. Okay? But I can tell you this. Most likely it will happen sooner or later. So, there you go. Alright? Far be it from me to lie. I'm not going to. I'm telling it like it is, black and white. I might as well just take the bandage and rip it right off the big old scar, so then that way then you only feel pain once, instead of feeling it numerous times over and over. Okay? Now, okay, with that, okay, you should be able to go ahead and then download your profile. Now, in the event that the profile downloads correctly, this is the end result. What's going to happen? Okay, it's going to spin a little dude around. You're going to see the spinning circle of death. You're going to see this thing come up, and guess what? You're on live. Okay? Life is grand. Alright? Now, here's the thing. Okay? If, and what I mean by if, which is all possible, let's say you're downloading your profile, and all of a sudden, instead of clear blue, it's still downloading. And it's 15 minutes in download. And you're sitting there scratching your head going, when is this thing going to download? And it doesn't download at all. Well, then you've got a problem. Okay? What happened was the profile got corrupted during the download process. Okay? And the only way to fix it is to follow what I'm telling you right here and right now. Because I'm going to show you how to fix that when that does happen. Okay? What you do, and this is only if you have a problem downloading your profile. Up, over, settings, system, storage, hard drive. Go to profiles. Okay? Highlight the profile that you tried to download with the D-pad. Okay? And then go ahead and select it. And then delete it right off the hard drive because it's already corrupted. Throw it away. It's no good anyway. Okay? Delete it. Gone. End of story. Okay? Once it's done, back out of here. Back out of here. Back out of here. Leave that highlighted. What I want you to do is I want you to hit Y, which is clearly stated right here. Okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to clear system cache by hovering down to clear system cache and hitting A. Okay? Now when you hit A, it will clear the system cache. You have to do this twice though because Microsoft likes to repeat themselves, and they want you to repeat yourself like a stuttering idiot. Okay? Because that's the way Microsoft is. What am I going to tell you? So, we'll leave that highlighted. We will hit Y once again. We will go down to clear system cache, and we will hit A once again. Okay? There. Now, we've done it twice to make sure that everything is cleared from the cache, which still I don't think it all is because it's Microsoft. So, once that's done, back out of here and back out of here. Alright, then what I want you to go up, I want you to go over, I want you to go to social, I want you to go to sign in. Okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and download the profile. Now, with an insane amount of luck, it should download and everything should be fine and dandy. Alright? Once that happens, hit the guide button. Once you hit the guide button, go back to Xbox Home, which will take you back to what? FSD Dash. Okay? Then there's one other thing that we're going to do. When you put your profile on this thing. Okay? Oh, and by the way, this also applies to you when you put DLC on your hard drive, okay? So please pay attention to this, as it is rather important. If you don't do this, you're going to wind up scratching your head, okay? And you're going to ask all kinds of crazy questions. Everybody's going to look at you and laugh because that's what everybody does, okay? Unfortunately. They laugh at other people's pain, okay? Which is, you know, just the way it is. What am I going to tell you? This business is dirty business. It's just the way it is, okay? And people will hurt you. They don't care. So, needless to say, I'm going to give you an education on this, okay? You're going to go to the homebrew section, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to use this tool called XM360, which I noticed was not loaded on the hard drive at all, so I don't know how the original builder would even think that you would be able to, like, approve your downloadable content and everything. It's beyond me. So, needless to say, all right, here we go. XM360. Okay, what do? We hit it, okay? We turn it on, okay? While your profile is signed in, okay? Now, what this is building is, it is building a complete cache of everything that is on the hard drive, okay? Including the DLC, all right? Now, in plain English, what this does is it builds a list. It will throw it up here. Once it builds the list and throws it up here, then what will happen is I will show you what to do. Okay, as you can see, there's your list of everything that's on here. You'll notice little unlock padlocks all over the place, okay? Now, this is a security measure enforced by Microsoft. Why? Because if you download DLC from a website or something like that and not from their marketplace, well, it comes locked. And if it comes locked, you can't use it. You can download it, put it in a content folder along with the title ID and everything correctly. But guess what? You won't be able to access it. Why? Because it's locked. Okay? So what do you have to do? You have to unlock it. So with your profile signed in, what you're going to do is you're going to go over here. You're going to go over to Unlock XBLA. You're going to hit it. Okay? Now you'll see 0 Xbox Live Arcade files unlocked. Why? Because they already are to this profile that's on this hard drive. Okay? Not yours. Notice I'm not signed into yours. Okay? You didn't sign into your profile. So it's already unlocked to this profile. Okay? Now, show DLC. That's what? Downloadable content. Okay? We're going to hit that. Now it shows all downloadable content right here. Okay? As you can see. You can go all down, all through here. Everything. Okay? Go over here. You can go down. You see all the unlocked stuff here. Okay? Everything is all unlocked. Okay? Already. Alright? As you can see. Okay? Very, very easy. Okay? See? And down and down and down and down and down we go. Okay? So, everything is all unlocked. Okay? However, though, what we're going to do is, it won't be unlocked for yours. So, we go over here, we go to Unlock DLC. Zero files unlocked. Why? They're already unlocked to this profile, but not to yours. Okay? So, this is the reason why you go into this program. Hit OK. Alright? Now, once that's done, and everything is all unlocked, then you go ahead, you highlight Exit to Dash. We hit A. Okay? Now, guess what will happen? We will bring back up at this state. And then, guess what? You're free to do whatever you want to do. Now, I'm going to explain, okay, emulation games, and also I will explain classic games on this thing. Okay? So, here we are at emulators. Okay? What is an emulator? To be or not to be? That is the question. I just said before I knew him well. Enough of that. Okay? An emulator is simply a program that emulates a console or a piece of hardware, okay? And it runs on this thing, okay? Like Game Boy Advance. We'll start off with that, okay? We'll hit A, okay? We'll start it out. Here we go, okay? Now you will see, there you are, Virtual Boy Advance, which is actually Game Boy Advance, okay? You go to games, and as you can see, here's all the games, okay? Now, you can use your trigger, right, to go down page by page, left to go up page by page. D-pad down, D-pad up, A to play, B for the main menu, RB to switch device, LB to add the game to your favorite, okay? It's all right there, right in front of you, okay? So, there you are. So we'll back out of here, and then to exit the Virtual Boy, after you finish playing the game, just exit Virtual Boy Advance right here. Hit it. Guess what? You're going to come back to FSD Dash. Now, that is your emulators. Classic games, okay, which happens to be the old Xbox model Top 20, which is the big black one that looked like an X, okay, back in the day of the 733 Pentium I, which was what was on that motherboard, okay? Yes, for I knew it well before a lot of these guys ever got into this stuff. Alright, in fact, you probably weren't born when I was messing with this stuff. Okay, so anyway, enough of that. Alright, classic games. If you try to play a classic game with the server on, with this server on right here, it's going to fail. Plain and simple. Watch. As you can see, we have a big black screen. There ain't nothing happening. Why is that? Because there's a certain place in memory that's being accessed at the same time that this thing is trying to access. you know, power PCs, they don't like that. Alright, okay? You can't have two things fighting for the same piece of memory. Don't work. Now, whose fault is that? It's nobody's fault. People use different memory places for different places for their programs and for their software that they made. So therefore, nobody's fault. But it's real easy to fix, okay? Because what we do is we put the system in what's called a bypass mode. We shut it down. Then what do? We start it up once again, but we hit eject, okay? Now, with the eject button, you'll notice the tray. I'm leaving it hang out. That's correct. Why? I wanted to make it to FSD dash before I even think of closing that tray. Because if I close the tray now, it could send a signal saying, oh, you want the server on. What I'm doing is I'm bypassing the plugins 2 through 4, okay? And we're leaving XBDM on, so then that way then we're able to access through the local area network the Xbox if you're using neighborhood or FTP. However, though, the rest of the plugins, they're not loaded. The server isn't loaded, nothing's loaded. You will see no pop-ups, no notifications, no nothing. It just booted up to FSD. Now we can close the tray, okay? If you'll notice, I'll sync the controller, okay? Now watch this, all right? Here's your guide. As you can see, you have a plain guide here, okay? That's what we want. Now we can hop, drop, and skip along to Xbox Classic games that we will play in Halo 2. You will see the logo pop up now. And then what will happen is it will load it into memory, okay? And then it will play, okay? Pretty simple. There you go. Now, when you're done with the game, hit the guide button, Xbox Home, yes. And there you have it, okay? Oh, and one other thing, just to show you, okay? Because I want you to see this, alright? Now, if you remember, I have to find your disc, which has to be somewhere around here. Don't know where it is. I'll find it. I do believe it was like triple X. But anyway, that's what was left in the drive. Now, Tommy, if you remember, okay, when you put your disc in, it didn't read. It just said DVD movie. Okay? Well, that's because this drive there was not, you know, linked to this motherboard with the correct CPU key, which means somebody put this RGX together, and of course, they didn't match the drive. Or they didn't take the time to use one of these, which should be in every builder's toolkit right here, which happens to be a USB Pro, see, with a CK3 reader. So that way then you can actually grab the DVD key and you're able to go ahead and program it in the NAND, and you can match the DVD key that's on the motherboard to the DVD drive. So that way then you can play a real Xbox game. Just like this. Watch now. Okay, look, we're closing the tray. Okay, check this out. Checking for disc. Oh my goodness, is it going to find it? Is it going to be a DVD movie? What's it going to be? Oh my god, it's reading the disc. Oh, look at that. It's a game. Should we play it? Oh, wait. Be still my heart. Is it going to play a movie or is it going to play a game? Wait a minute. Oh, look at that. Look, it actually works. It actually works like a true full Xbox, not a partial one. Because somebody didn't bother to take the time to actually correct the DVD key. Because as you can see, it plays. Okay? Watch what you buy from people, kids. Because when they offer a cheap price or whatever, yeah, you're going to be getting cheap, alright. You're going to be getting something like this that had all kinds of freaking problems. End of story. Needless to say, Tommy, hope you like it. Shipping it out tomorrow. Enjoy it. Guys, you all have a good day. Take care. Thanks for watching. I've got 2 more videos I have to do, and then I have a bunch of other consoles to build. And a couple others to straighten out that were built by so-called builders. See y'all. Have a good one.